Hi all. Today I want to show the new valves of my orchids. And what I would like to show, probably, the first is Fantastic Green Envy. I already showed this plant in one of my last videos. At that time, only the first bud, the first flower blossomed. At the moment, 3 buds have already bloomed. Perhaps he will grow up. Here, the color carrier looks so interesting. Perhaps some flowers will grow. After the plant was blown up by the first bud, after a few days the flower petals become more white. Here you can compare. Here is the last. And the first, yes, flower. The latter was blossomed recently, probably yesterday or the day before yesterday. And it can be seen that there are still few petals. A little lightning shade. And this first flower is already more white. But then this one will also become a more white color, that this is already painted in the white. In fact, a very beautiful variety. I advise everyone for a long time to attract it, and has it, and it turned out. And now he has bloomed with me. He bloomed quite quickly, because he was in the amount of 2 and 5, large. The large plant to the roots was a lot of dense petals, very beautifully, so that everyone who is engaged in advising to purchase a very good variety I really like. So, the next plant is our handsome blackface. Also, in one of the last videos I showed that the bud was already opening. He bloomed for a very long time. This is a very long time. Everything happened and now already blossomed one flower. Well, probably you can see against the background of my hand how a large flower is. Somewhere I lost my ruler. I can't measure it for sure. Maybe then I will measure it somehow. But in a very large, more than the standard size of ordinary flowers, yes. Therefore, there are probably 9 centimeters. Very beautiful lip. The color shimmers. It is actually very difficult to catch. The exact coloring before this flower in the sun seems to be more like that, even to the purple closer to. If the lighting is slightly darker than during the day, then it seems that almost a black flower, velvet, very beautiful. In fact, in the photographs it is not as beautiful as it is live. I will most likely have several plants for sale in March or in April, so it can be purchased. A very interesting large flower. I think that flowering will be very beautiful when the plant is already an adult, and there will be more buds. This is the first flowering, as it is, of course. It's good that at least I saw that everything blossomed in the variety. Very beautiful flower. It seems to be purple, but in fact a very interesting color. Therefore, I recommend this variety too. So, I already showed this support variety in past videos too. But now the second flower has already blossomed. That is, this flowering is already 2 plants together. The second has not yet completely bloomed. As I said, this variety blooms very easily. There will be no need to come up with something so that the plant bloom faster. It blooms very easily, without any top dressing. It is also necessary to plant a plant. Both plants are transplanted into a large pot. I think that in fact the flowering of an adult plant will also be very magnificent and beautiful. Interesting variety. Handsome. I have a few pieces left, yes, and in principle everything is on buds. So yes. And this plant is even blooming for the second time, on the right side. It seems to be small, one of the 7 size, but the flower blooms quickly. No problems. All plants are very strong. Apparently, the variety itself is so successful. And today, probably, I will show the last plant. Has not yet completely bloomed. To prevent it from interfering, like this, you can see. This is our handsome untold stories. Big lip butterfly. Not all the buds start to flourish yet blossomed. It is already clear that they are somehow at the same time. Some varieties somehow in turn the flowers dissolve. Here, almost simultaneously, all the flowers bloom. I think that the latter will also be blossomed in the near future very quickly. The variety came to me 2 years ago, already adults, blooming. They were on sale to me, these flowers. This is a plant. Several plants, yes, and I decided to leave one thing for myself, since I really love butterflies. In fact, a very beautiful variety. Such a glassy, beautiful orchid. The flowers are not very large. It seems to me that past flowering was still a little larger. But nothing. It is possible that summer flowering will be more magnificent. I'll show you closer. More magnificent. And the flowers will be larger. Beautiful. The flower at the same time big lip and butterfly. Here you can see the shakes. Very cool variety. The plant is dill, adult. There are many roots. Well, perhaps you need to transplant a larger pot, but I really have very few places for large pots, so... Well, I try not to transplant to the last, because there is nowhere to put. Here, of course, a rather large pot is needed to transplant a rather large pot. Well, let's see. It also blooms without problems, not the first flowering. Well, yes, here you can see that there was a peduncle. Yes, I cut off here, already dried up. But what is most interesting, I did not cut the peduncle to the end. And the plant issued a branch. Somewhere from above it was. And this branch also bloomed very magnificently. That is, I think that this time, too, I will not cut the peduncle to the end, when the plant already blooms. I'll leave it, perhaps. Perhaps with one of the kidneys in the spring, the plant will give a new twig. Plants are not fragrant, they are all without aroma. It's okay, it is already very beautiful. Here. The variety was quite expensive. Now, it seems to me that he is already sold cheaper. Like this. So far, at the moment, probably this is all that I wanted to show today. We will wait. I have a lot on peduncles from the last delivery. From the latest delivery, there are a lot with plants of plants. I'm waiting. I'm really looking forward to. Many will be the first decision. So I will show something. Very interesting varieties. If someone wants to comment, write, like, subscribe. I will be very glad. Thank you all. All a good weekend. Bye.